Guys, we are finna walk the bridge that Martin Luther King Jr. walked on, the Selma Bridge. It's gonna be crazy.
Field.
So y'all totally live out the field?
Out the field? Mm-hmm.
How often y'all went to the store someday?
Probably about once a month.
Yeah, once a month?
That was enough.
Actual bus stop, guys. So this is very historical, man. I can feel this, man. I feel this. Man, this is crazy.
Why you snapping? I'm making this on Valentine's Day. I don't want no Valentine, I just wanna stay out the way. I just don't want no Valentine. Making songs, getting on my grind. I just been down for too long, and now it's my time to shine. Gotta be careful on my rhymes. You ain't with me, and that's fine. Oh, God bless and no decline. God been giving me some signs.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Ed So Lit, and I'm back here on to another banger. What am I expecting today, man? We in Alabama, you know what I'm saying? We on a road trip. I want my dog, B, man. I said, what's up to the vlog, man?
Yeah, man. You start B, man.
Man, you already know, man. Black History trip. You know, I ain't do a little vid in a little minute, man. Say what up, Jay. No, man. Look, he's scared of the camera. No, what's up? But
so look, you already know, man. We really coming from Florida, boy. We finna have some fun. We finna explore, see what Alabama been like. I ain't never seen what that be about. We finna find out today, boy.
Trying to see what that mean, like.
I'm trying to see what that be like, right there. Look, be like that.
But guys, I'm gonna keep vlogging when we get on the road, and let's get lit. Oh, first.
Yeah, Big KD in the building. You already know what we finna do today, man. We finna go to the mall. We finna tee up, and we finna be jerked up.
Yeah, just like that.
Hey, man, stay tuned, man. You already know it's finna go on, man. Yeah, we finna throw a banger, bang.
Yeah, so this is gonna be this is Capitol Towers over here, guys. If you look over here. So we're gonna go make sure we go get all of the footage that we can get.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Make sure that we really get a tour of Montgomery, Alabama. We've been dreaming to do this, and we're here to do it today, guys.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm doing it with my main man, Lil E Jr. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So it is what it is.
I'll come back with more bangers for you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna consistently upload. You know what I'm saying? I'm back on my grind. So when I record, when we get in the museum, oh yeah.
That's where we give that context for that there. And then on the reader rail behind you, we tell the story of the building. You might have been able to tell from looking at the outside, but this wasn't originally a museum. This was the Greyhound bus station that the Freedom Riders actually came to back in 1961. Yeah, so when you're standing here, you're standing where they stood. In fact, if you look at that mural on the wall there, that shows you what you would have seen if you were standing here 60 years ago. This was the bus platform. This is where the buses pulled in and dropped people off and loaded more people on. So this is where the Freedom Riders bus dropped them off on the morning of May 20th, 1961. Now, if you're not familiar with the story, you are going to read about what happened to the Freedom Riders right here. They were attacked and beaten by a mob of several hundred white supremacists. We're talking about 20 college students who were attacked by a mob of hundreds of adults right here where we're standing.
Wow.
So that's, as you look around the museum, you won't see a lot of artifacts like you might see in other museums. A DVD copy of it back there. There is also movies about individual Freedom Riders. There is Son of the South, which is the story of Bob Zellner. It touches on the Freedom Rides, but it's not about the Freedom Rides. There's Good Trouble, which is also a movie about John Lewis. Again, touches on the Freedom Rides, but he did a whole lot more than the Freedom Rides. during his lifetime. To my knowledge, other than the documentary, there's not a movie that is specifically and exclusively about the Freedom Rides. And I think the reason for that is you'd have to have a pretty big ensemble cast of characters for it. There were 436 Freedom Riders over the course of 1961. And if you tried to make a movie about all of them, that'd be a lot of people to keep track of in 1 2-hour movie.
Bus stop, guys. So this is very historical, man. I can feel this, man. I feel this. Oh, man, this is crazy.
This has a lot of history have you made here. Also, we're at the Freedom Ride Museum. Yes, we're at the Freedom Ride Museum.
Crazy, man.
Color reading. Guys, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's wild, boy. I'm glad learning history.
Yeah. So like Pastor saying, man, like this is where it all started with a group of college kids just trying to make things better for us. And this is the actual location for where things, but this actually used to be a Greyhound bus station. But now, you know, it changed over as time came. Now it's the Freedom Ride Museum, where you can actually come in and enter this building and learn a whole lot more about Black history. It's about culture.
People depend on me, so I can't be thinking deep thoughts and get lonely, cause everybody been praying on my downfall. So I gotta be a winner like my daddy said, and take the pain through it all.
At this, look at this courthouse right here. At this courthouse right here. At this courthouse right here. 4,000 students from Montgomery and Tuskegee marched on the Montgomery County Courthouse, where leaders met with the city, county, state, and federal officials. During the 7-hour meeting, students sang and chanted in the rain outside. When Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. emerged from the meeting, he announced that the officials had apologized for the recent violence. Power, man. Spirit power. Martin Luther King was a bad man.
Alright guys, so we is at the Civil Rights Memorial Center. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna record some more. Just give y'all some clips, and, you know, stream, man. So I'm finna get some clips, and you know I'm gonna record when we get in there, baby. Let's go.
On the train, mama told me, son, you can't be thinking about everybody else, cause you came in this world alone and you gon' go out by yourself. And it's a lot of days I wanted to quit, said about myself, but I gotta commit. Crazy thing is, I've been trying to find some peace. I know I'ma be the greatest before I come to the seas. Every time they think of a goal, they gon' remember me. All the pain in my heart be making songs on the tree. If I get away, would you hold it down?
Demeaning and hurtful.
They always say to stay in your place. We were being ruled by intimidation.
White people would ride through the black community, shoot up the black community, in cahoots with the local sheriffs and police and Ku Klux Klan.
We were living in state-sponsored terror.
I'm a leader, I gotta walk by faith. Nowadays everybody tryna go to the heaven gate. Pop say eat grind, you can't waste time, you gotta shine. I been ballin', lately I been up, now they callin'. On the top, so I'm not falling. Me and G.O.D. stuck together, Batman and Robin. I feel like I wanna fly on a private plane. If you go up, I hope you stay the same. You my brother, would never change. Mom, I'm a leader, I gotta walk by faith. Nowadays everybody tryna go to the heaven gate. Pop say eat grind, you can't waste time, you gotta shine. Oh, don't do what they say, do what you want to. Make it walk one mile in your shoe. Come on, follow me, oh, come on. Write in my notepad, I just wanna be alone. I write for you, so I hope you wrote my song. My lyrics.
Alright guys, so I'm sorry that we didn't get a lot of footage in the last museum we was at, but I promise you guys I'm gonna try to record as much as I can, because the last museum they told us we couldn't even record. So I just try to do the best as I can. So but I know we got a lot more to record. You know, we're gonna walk the bridge where Martin Luther King actually walked on, guys. So you know, we're gonna get lit from here. Let's go.
Crazy. Look at the porch, man. Dang. So y'all totally live out the field?
Out the field, mm-hmm.
How often y'all went to the store or something though?
Probably about once a month.
Yeah. Once a month?
That was enough. We had everything at home to eat.
So what y'all used to do?
We ain't had no money, but we had plenty to eat.
So when y'all going to the store, y'all just going
Probably
to the store to get veggies.
Add some flour or something. You didn't need no cooking oil because we made the cooking oil out of the hole.
What's up, guys? It is the next day. You know what I'm saying? I knew it, like in the beginning we told y'all we was gonna go to the mall. We were supposed to, but we probably is when we get to Atlanta. If not, if so, then I will record when we go to the mall in Atlanta. But as far as I know, we're gonna go to the Selma Bridge still, and then we're gonna go to Atlanta where Martin Luther King had his church at. I believe it. I believe so. We're gonna go where his gravesite was. I believe so. But y'all just see that and stay tuned. Whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna see y'all when we get back on the road. Let's go. Alright guys, so we officially finna walk the Selma Bridge, Selma, Alabama Bridge, with the bridge that Martin Luther King Jr. walked on. So this officially finna happen, man. And it's a big dream, man. Let's get it.
My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. Let freedom ring, and when this happens, when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Need you to keep me warm. Say G.O.D. He's the only one that been keeping me. Keep it P.O.P. Not talk about no king of no bar, but I'm talking about my God. When he think about it, the devil.
Yeah, so we're actually on the Edmund Pettus Bridge here in Selma, Alabama. When you guys recall back in history of the pain that happened on that Sunday, these freedom fighters and freedom brothers had came together. But let's keep walking, boy. This is a bridge with the roof. We gather here, man, in hopes of walking for freedom and boycott different things. Man, it's just powerful to be here to witness where they all gathered at, man. To think about so many of our ancestors that came before us who are fighting that we have liberty and freedom and opportunity to just ride a bus and eat in the same restaurant. By simply drinking from the same water fountain, going to the same restroom. Those guys fought for that, man, and we owe them this, man. So we, ACA Stallions, man, we gonna walk this bridge because we want to remember the sacrifice of our ancestors, man. Oh man, it was called Bloody Sunday. Bloody Sunday happened right here on this bridge in Selma, Alabama. right here in Selma, Alabama, guys. We way up here too, on top of this bridge. Wow. Man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, guys. To even think about how they had to, you know, one guy was saying that when he got to the top of this bridge and looked down, all he saw was a mob, police and sheriffs in blue uniforms. And when they attacked the ambush, these dogs ordered him down, firing the water hoses, just beating the billy clubs and stuff like that. Some of them were thrown into jail, man, and just it was so bad how our ancestors was done. But they paid a price so that we could be free, so we could get education, so we could be successful, so we could be influential, so we have opportunity in life, you know. So we can't fail them. We cannot fail them. We cannot fail them by not becoming, man, by not shooting for the stars. I'm telling y'all, we gotta do better, man, because our ancestors paid for this in blood. We owe them that. We gotta cross the whole bridge, you know, and on Bloody Sunday in Selma. We were just told about the senator and the congressman on the other side of the bridge is doing, they're doing a special right now. And they asked us to be here next, would be here Sunday for Bloody Sunday. We might not be able to make it, but I'm thinking about making that trip back. They said hundreds and hundreds of students will walk this bridge together on Sunday. So I don't know, I might just take a faith trip and come back, man, because I want to witness this. I want to see what those guys, I want to witness the fight that they have for us to be free. I'm telling you guys, it's very powerful, man. And this is something that we try to do for our kids. So we came here to take our kids on an educational trip so they can learn something, man, and get out in the same environment, doing the same things all the time, and really get the opportunity to see what the struggle is like. You know, you have people in the park down here that are working. You know, they're cleaning up, you know, it's a memorial. This is a very powerful bridge right here in Selma, historic Selma, Alabama.
They paid the price in blood.
They paid the price in blood.
They paid the price in blood. They paid the price in blood.
My people paid the price in blood.
So guys, this is what Martin Luther King actually stood right here and did the speech. Amazing, man. Amazing. I'm a big fan, man. I'm a big fan. I love it. Alright guys, so that is the end of the video, man. Now you know that our ancestors, man, paid the price of blood, man. I just want to let you guys know that we take education more seriously. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notification bell so you can tell when I do my next banger. You earn my respect. Peace out.
My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. Let freedom ring, and when this happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.